This is Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and today I'd like to introduce you to the July 2014 My Paper Pumpkin kit from Stampin' Up! Titled Wish Big. This kit has everything that you need, including the stamps and the inks, to make 6 beautiful gift boxes and 6 matching cards. The directions with photos are included in the kit. And Stampin' Up! Even puts out a video on YouTube so that you can watch how to assemble these items according to the directions given. But I like to challenge my brain and think outside the box. My videos provide you with alternate ideas using the contents of the My Paper Pumpkin kits. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel so that you'll get emails when my videos are ready. I post my videos on my blog usually the same day with close-up photos of what I've created. Today, I'll be sharing with you some fun gift items using the Wish Big kit. You'll notice that I've added a few extra supplies and tools to make these items. If you don't have some of these items on hand, then you can purchase them in my online store. Let's get started. My nephews, Jake and Robbie, just started their Paper Pumpkin subscription. I had brought up that 4th of July pinwheel kit, the one that we got in June, up to the cabin, and they had such a great time assembling those pinwheels that when they got this kit this month, the July kit, my sister called and told me that Jake wasn't as excited to make the pretty boxes and cards. So I promised him that I would come up with some ideas for them to make. So I have a couple ideas in this video that are a little bit more kid-oriented. The first one is a booklet. So instead of making cards out of these card bases, we're going to score them nice and crisp, and we're going to put together 4 of them into a booklet. Now what I've done with the first one is I've already measured. I've taken my ruler and I've said, okay, what's the middle starting point? My card is 5.5 inches this way, and so if I just center between the 0 and the 6 so that I have the 3 in the middle and I mark it there, then I can also figure out from the middle 3 equal spaces from that center spot. And so what I did is I took and went 1/2 inch out, and then I said, okay, if I can do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, that's an inch. So let's see if we can do another inch and another inch, and sure enough, that worked. So instead of doing that for every single card, I then, after I made those marks, measured with the ruler again, and I said, okay, this one's at the 1/4 mark, this one's at the 1 1/4 mark, 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 4 1/4, 5 1/4. So I went ahead and did that on these other 2 cards here, and then I'll just demonstrate that for you very quickly. So again, instead of trying to find that middle point, just copy the measurements that I've already given to you. So every 1 1/4 inch, well, they're spaced an inch apart each, but they're at the 1 1/4 inch mark. So 1/4 inch, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 3 1/4. So now you've got 6 equal marks on there. We're going to take the Stampin' Pierce mat. Now the Stampin' Pierce mat, you'll notice this one here is completely clean. I hope that's not a little pierce mark. This one is not for piercing. I save that one for my customers so that when we stamp, especially with the photopolymer stamps, we have a nice firm surface that stamps that makes those images stamp nice and evenly. Now this one is my piercing mat. Again, the name is Stampin' Pierce mat. Stampin' Pierce mat. So one of them is for stamping and one is for piercing. Now, you could just get one and try not to go all the way through. Keep one side for stamping and one side for piercing. So we're going to grab the piercing one and our piercing tool, and we're going to make holes. You'll want to do that in each of these. Now if you try to do them all the way through, it might be a little tough. So that's why we've made marks in every single one of them. But you can, if you have a nice strong, firm grip, pierce all the way through, all the way down. Now you've got 6 even holes all the way through. Then you're going to take a nice large size needle, and I like to use a needle threader because I'm not very good at this, and our twine, wrap it around like this, and then this is the part that goes right through the hole. Okay, now we've threaded our twine. The twine comes in the kit. What we're going to do next is we're going to sew, but it's very simple sewing. I am not a sewer. I've told that to my customers time and time again. I'm not a sewer. So I was not too upset when the fabric went away in our catalogs. I just never knew what to do with them. But I can stitch. I can put a button on some clothes. Don't tell my mom that though. Okay, so what I've done is I've started to the right of the middle. I've gone down and then back up and down. And I'm going to come around this way and I'm going to go the opposite way. Okay, so what I've got kind of going there is a little figure eight, a crazy eight. Okay, I've got stitches on both sides. And I'm going to keep going with this needle. We're going to tie a knot and then a bow. And now we've got our bound book. We can decorate it. Won't that be fun? Okay, so far I've added the S and the H. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my W and I'm going to cut it so it looks like a V. And then I'm going to cut it again so I can take and extend that into a Y. And then I'm going to take this I and stick it up there. Now wouldn't that be perfect for a boy's book? Ishy! Next I'm going to take some of these striped pieces and just kind of put them here and there and we can trim them up. Through. Grab a clear block and our pad and we'll just stamp some stars here and there. Of course we need to add some of these little dangle stars as well, right? Why not? We'll add those with our two-way glue pen. And there's our book about ishy things. On the inside, the boys can write all the ishy things that they can think about. I've started 3 page ideas for you in case you do have boys or girls that like this kind of stuff and want to go ahead and make their own ishy book. The first one is ishy things that make me happy. Now you'll notice that the happy stamp that you get in your kit is not curved, but because these are photopolymer, they can bend. So you can bend them on your block and then stamp and ink them, or ink and stamp them onto your paper. Ishy things that make me happy, this one I love the most. Ishy things that are big, 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 and so these are supposed to represent claws coming out of hands. So I took these hearts and I made them come off the side of the page, trim them up, and then I took the stars and cut them to the center so that you get all these little tiny points like this. Okay? Then all of these became my claws. So all I had to do was take and lift up one of the fingers and slide it under there. And now I have an instant claw. And the last page idea that I came up with was ishy things I want to make. So then we grab our tags that come in the kit and we pop out that center circle. We grab some twine, bring the two ends together, then grab the loop, pull the two ends through, trim, turn it over, grab your adhesive, put a little bit on the back, and you want to have them down. I mean, it would look cute really if they were up on dimensionals, but you have to write on them. So if you're going to write on them, they need to be down. And then I grabbed some stars, and again, just the two-way glue pen. This is a great adhesive to have if you're going to be getting the paper pumpkin kits regularly, because every once in a while you want to adhere something that doesn't have adhesive on it because it's meant to be a dangle instead. Let's see, we'll stick that one down there. And those are the ideas I came up with for the issue book. Okay, the next idea. This is another kid-oriented idea that I think that a lot of you moms will enjoy. You're going to take one of the boxes and you're going to fold it. So you're assembling the box. And then you're going to make labels for the tops of the boxes. So here's a label that I made using the star sticker. And I'm going to do another one using the small star pieces. And of course they're not adhesive, so you need to add a little adhesive on the back. And what I did for this tag is I covered up the hole with the star sticker. So I'm going to do the same thing with this particular tag. Now I've got two tags, one for the box that I'm making now and one for another box that I've already made. And then you can label that box with what's going to go in the box. So let's see here. And what's the other one? And of course your kids would label them instead of you. So I'm going to label one bugs and one candy I've stolen. Because obviously they're not supposed to keep candy up in their rooms, right? That attracts all the insects and teaches them bad habits. So it has to be candy that they've stolen from the kitchen. Okay, then you take all of your boxes and you're going to put them together. Go ahead and take some of our ribbon that comes in the kit, and then we can secure them together. We've got them all tied together. And now let's go ahead and make sure that we're putting the right things in here. We've got these little squinky guys. These are fun. So if you're needing kid ideas for little kids' gifts that fit in these tiny boxes, squinkies. I'm not sure if the Star Wars ones are really called squinkies or not, but that's what we call them at our house. Rocks. You could put big, giant geode rocks in there, really pretty ones with crystals, or you can get those little containers full of tiny polished rocks. Let's see, what's this one? Bracelets. These are really hot nowadays too, to take and make these rubber band bracelets. And then what else? We've got, of course, Legos. And Lego people are the biggest deal ever, so you want to make sure that you're getting Lego people for your kids. Got to have the skeleton. I stole these from Luke's room. He's going to love it when he sees this video. And of course, bugs. Got to have some bugs, because bugs are gross and fun. And then the last one, of course, is the candy that you've taken from the kitchen that your mom has no idea you've taken. So gumballs, chocolates, you know, all those things that will melt all over your stuff. So this is a great idea for kids to make with all of those boxes. Okay, here's another fun idea that I think you'll enjoy. You're going to take one of your boxes. Now, of course, if you've already used up your 6 boxes on the tiny toy container, then you can't do this anymore. But if you have some left, you're going to bring in the bottom of the box, U-shape first, then the 2 sides, and then this back flap will insert. There we go. Then you're going to take and put some adhesive here and here. I recommend the Fast Fuse. I think that's going to be a great adhesive for this project. You'll put the adhesive here and here, and then you'll tuck those flaps inside like this. Another thing that you're going to do next is you're going to take one of your punches. And I like the large wide oval one. And you're going to punch, and then you're going to take that shape and you're going to trace it onto the back side of another box, so that when you've got them together like this, you've got 2 holes that line up. After you've done that, then we can go ahead and decorate. So we'll just take some of this ribbon, maybe tie a little fun bow on here, coming off the top, a little knot or something. And then we'll put some of this fun grass on the inside. I guess it's not grass, whatever that stuff is. Get some on the other side. Now, if you've visited my blog at stampyourout.com, you've noticed that I use a lot of these cups. These are mini coffee cups that I get from a website called webstaurant.com. And so I've got 2 of those containers. You can decorate up the sides of them if you'd like, and then you can put some candy inside. I also have purchased these little mini tasting spoons, and those would be fun to sit inside the box. So we'll go ahead and add candy to this one as well. Gotta have chocolates in there. There we go. Another taster spoon. Oops. There we go. And then we can make a fun little tag for the top as well. I recommend making this little tag that says "For You." Very simple to do. Same thing that we did on the little toy carrying box. We covered the tag with one of the stars. We left the hole open though so we could tie it on, and then we strung in one of these little outline stars with some more twine and hung that from the top. And that's a nice little handy gift that you can give to somebody. One more idea that I'd like to share is to make bagalopes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first shut this whole envelope up nice and tight, adhesive. Could even lick there if you wanted to, but since we're going to use adhesive anyways, there we go. We've got that flap closed. Now we're going to decorate the front. Now we're going to take and score using our paper trimmer. We're going to score in 3/4 of an inch all the way around on 3 of the sides. So the 2 outsides and the bottom. We'll leave the top as is. In fact, we're going to trim the top. You want to make sure you're having the same distance all the way around on those 3 sides, or your bagalope won't work. Now you're going to use the scoring tool, and we're going to really emphasize those score lines. We need those score lines nice and crisp. Bring the trimmer back in, and we'll get a little trim off of the top here. It doesn't matter how far you go in, just depends on how tall you want your bag to be. Of course, that didn't trim all the way, so we'll just grab our paper snips and finish that off. Next time, press harder, Rachel. There we go. Okay, now we insert our hand into the open spot on the envelope, and we start to bring the sides flat. So you're flattening out these 2 sides here and these 2 sides here, and you're noticing what's happening to the bottom here is it's forming its own little point, just like a brown paper bag. Okay? Now you can either bring those sides in or up the side like an actual paper bag looks. Either way, doesn't matter. We're going to invert these folds. We're going to fill our treat bag, our little happy birthday bag, secure these sides, fill the treat bag, and maybe decorate it up a little bit more. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's what I did. I took my 1/8 inch hole punch and I closed my bag and punched, and then inserted some twine from the kit, grabbed the silver stars and the blue stars, decorated the bag up just a little bit more. And because I am the recipient of more than one paper pumpkin kit each month, because I love to create a lot of things with these, not just what's given to me one month, I'm going to add my Blackberry Bliss stamp pad in there, my extra one, and another little stamp. Let's see if I can get that all the way in there. And then I'm going to close up my bag with a fun little bow. Ta-da! Here's all the things that I made today. So we got the issue book. You could really make that book into anything you want, you know. We've got the box full of toys, favorite toys. Of course, it could be, you know, if you're needing lots of medication, it could be a pill box. And then we also made, I know, I'm being giddy and silly now. Okay, then we also made this great little treat holder to give to a friend with the mini coffee cups from Webstaurant.com and some candy inside. Thank you for all of you for watching. You know, it builds creativity to think outside the box. Be sure to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can catch more paper pumpkin videos that I've shared using past kits and more that I'll share with this one and future kits. Also be sure to visit my blog at stampyourartout.com so you can view close-up photos of these items and to see photos of other past paper pumpkin kit ideas. I hope you all enjoyed this video tutorial. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.